Miss Angry August? Every month is angry on Patreon. An extra video every single week, plus other fun stuff. Double your dose at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? When I was a kid, everyone was like, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be an astronaut. Some of the real dreamers might have wanted to be actors, rock stars, maybe athletes. Then there was the dumb kid who ate paste that said, I want to be a fire truck. I don't know if you can do that voice anymore, but anyway, this is a true story. When I was 10 years old, I told my teachers I wanted to be a mortician. Fast forward 31 years later, and I make a living by working on a dead YouTube channel. But now, over 30% of kids, apparently over 40% of kids in some parts of the US, want to be social media influencers. I wonder how many of them dream that someday they could, react to emojis to become famous. Well, meet PinkyDoll. I think it's best you just see this before I go any further. And let me just say beforehand, I'm so fucking sorry.
Ice cream so good, thank you, Jackie. Gang gang, gang gang, gang gang. Oh, special, gang gang, rah rah rah. Gang gang, gang gang, balloon. Gang gang, gang gang. That was good. Lemonade. Hee-haw, yes, you got me feeling like a cowgirl. Let me write it, huh? Hee-haw, yes, you got me feeling like a cowgirl. Let me write it, huh? Slay, huh? Slay, huh? Slay, huh? Ice cream so good, gang gang.
Now, if you haven't seen this before, or even if you have, you're probably thinking, what the fuck did I just watch? PinkyDoll is an NPC. Now, I don't mean the Twitter use of that term, which now basically means everyone who believes something different than me. But not me, I'm not an NPC, I'm a free thinker. My beliefs aren't just something I'm regurgitating from the goofballs I follow. I mean, she's a non-player character, like in a video game. Like a video game NPC, the character can only react to you, the actual players, whatever you do in the game. In this case, the game is her TikTok live stream. She has a set number of reactions. When someone clicks on the ice cream emoji, she slurps and says, ice cream so good. When someone clicks on the cowboy hat, she says, yeehaw, you got me feeling like a cowgirl, and so on. She attempts to say these phrases the exact same way every single time, as an NPC would be programmed to do. It couldn't add new inflections or change what it says. It's not programmed to do that, right? You may also have noticed that she's popping one kernel of popcorn at a time with a hair straightener. I guess this is her character's job? I don't fucking know, but during her live streams, which apparently go on for hours, her goal is to never break character. Like a royal palace guard with bigger tits and less child trampling. It should be noted she's not the first to do this. Much like Nirvana was not the first grunge band, they just happened to become the most popular in the shortest amount of time. Yes, that's right. PinkyDoll is the Nirvana of whatever the fuck this is. Now, your next question might be, why does this exist? And of course, the answer is the same as why pretty much everything else on the internet exists. To jerk off to. Personally, the first time I saw this, even with the sound off, I had the mental equivalent of a dry heave. Then I listened to it, then I found out her name, and it was full-blown projectile vomiting in my head. Like everything about it, from being named PinkyDoll to repeating shit like she's a Teletubby, is infuriating, right? But this is fulfilling a kink, specifically being able to control a woman. You see, everything she does, every ice cream so good and gang gang and smelling roses, is prompted by a fan clicking something. You control her, you make her do something, and then you get an erection because you, a loser watching TikTok live for the first time ever, got a woman to react to you. But that's what it's all about. It's about control. Oh, and of course, the whole thing exists to promote her OnlyFans page, which promises a free sex tape once you subscribe. This might all be slightly less creepy if she didn't have a small child running around in the background of some of her videos that she yells at. Real Polka Princess situation just waiting to happen. But at this point, I think it's time to talk about how TikTok Live works. Because this part might infuriate you more than her saying gang 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 over and over. Every single one of those reactions costs money. Every single sound she makes, she's only doing so after being paid. She basically doesn't say a fucking word that's not paid for, and she pretty much never shuts up during the stream, so what's that tell ya? I wanted to try and find a full price list or something, but the best I could find was these examples from complex.com. The ice cream is 1 TikTok coin, which is roughly a little over a penny. The cowboy hat? That's 99 coins, but $1.29 in real dollars. A TikTok shuttle, which music producer Timbaland reportedly sent her, costs 20,000 coins, which is about $280. Now, maybe you're thinking, she does that ice cream thing for a fucking penny? That seems to be one of her more popular ones. She can't make much off that, can she? Well, I think sometimes people send her multiple ice creams or roses or whatever all at once, and she just says the phrase once regardless of how many are sent. But maybe you're familiar with something like Twitch, where you can give a creator Twitch bits, and then, if you give enough, some sound effect will play or some little video will play in the corner, whatever the streamer has set up, and they'll go, "Oh, hey, thanks Mark Fuckerberg 420. I really appreciate that. Hey, thanks for watching, man." On TikTok, that's too slow. TikTok GIFs match the frantic pace of TikTok itself, where viewers have the attention span of a fly on cocaine, bouncing from shit pile to shit pile. The gift flashes on screen for a second, maybe less. She reacts, done. In the time it took to explain that, she could have done like 4 or 5 reactions. On top of that, the whole thing is gamified. At the top of the chat, it shows you the top viewers. These are the people who have spent the most money. You want your name to show up? Well, you gotta spend more money than everyone else. And so, people do. They want their names to show up at the top. And so, in an interview with the New York Times, she claims she makes about $2,000 to $3,000 per live stream and earns about $7,000 per day from TikTok, OnlyFans, and Instagram combined. $7,000 per day. $140,000 a month on the low end if she meant per regular workday, $210,000 a month if she literally means every day of the month she averages $7,000. Now, I get it. The reaction here is to be angry that this exists. But you can't really be angry at PinkyDoll. First off, imagine having to tell someone that you, as an adult, are angry at something called PinkyDoll. Yeah, good luck with that. But second, this exists because people want it. If they didn't, it wouldn't. If no one paid for girls to do this, no girls would be doing this. Listen, it's not fucked up that someone made bum fights. Okay, it's kind of fucked up that someone made bum fights, but it's more fucked up that people bought it. That 250,000 people said, "Oh my god, they got footage of homeless people beating the fuck out of each other? Well, I gotta see that." PinkyDoll's existence, or the existence of any of these NPC streamers, doesn't say anything about society other than what P.T. Barnum is credited as saying 130 years ago. There's a sucker born every minute. He, by the way, ran a show where people tortured animals for the amusement of others. It was billed as the greatest show on earth, and people paid 2 bits a gander and brought their children. Suddenly, a girl popping popcorn with a hair straightener and saying dumb shit doesn't seem as fucked up, does it? Yeah, the whole thing is bonkers, but let's be optimistic about this for a second. Think of all the options people have today. 100 years ago, your options were like, dig coal, join the army, or dig coal until the army told you had to join. Now, young adults have all sorts of options. And in 20 years from now, your kid will have even more options. Hell, I bet your kids will be able to make money in their sleep. There'll be some app called Slumber, where people hook themselves up to machines that let you control their dreams. For various amounts of dream dollars, you can make them dream they're late for a test they forgot to study for. Or you can make them shit their pants in the middle of asking their crush on a date. Or maybe they get stung by a bee and then become a bee. Or maybe they eat a cookie shaped like their dad, and it turns out it was their dad. They just got paid to eat their dad in a dream. They'll take a bunch of pills and do something called a coma cast so they can stay asleep longer and earn more money. And the whole thing will exist to just promote their account on whatever replaces OnlyFans, where they sell photos of their weenus, which will be the new fetish after people finally get bored of feet. That's your child's future. That's what they'll want to be when they grow up.
Yes, 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 yes.